Memberships are now live, and for less than $2 a month, you can support the channel.
$2 a month.
Oh man, I paid like $3 Canadian.
Ooh, yes, Pete is our newest channel member.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
I was like, oh, cool.
I'm still waiting for Crow to get his membership going because I want to
Never
support
gonna
him.
happen.
Because I want him to be destroying more stuff.
Hey,
Never gonna happen, Crow.
I destroy plenty of things. I just don't film it all the time.
Well done, sir.
That should
Well
be
done.
your quote. So, how are you all doing? What's been going on this week? How's everybody?
I'm playing way too much Baldur's Gate 3. I've been enjoying that.
Nice.
I haven't even looked at my Evercade this week. How bad is that?
It's not bad because for me, technically, it's been the same way, but technically, I've been working on an Evercade video. I don't know if that would count.
Sure, it counts. It counts.
No.
I've been playing a little mixture, but actually, for the first time, the longest time, I fired up my PS4 just to play Streets of Rage 2 on the big screen.
On the Streets of Rage 2 on the PS4,
Yes.
not the Sega Genesis.
No, I don't have a Sega Genesis. No. Well, you can buy like that pack that has like a bunch of games. It's like on every single
Oh,
console.
you're talking about like the what is it, the Sega Genesis
Yes.
Ultimate Collection, something
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
There's been a whole bunch of them. I know the one for the PS3 was like the Sonic and
Yes.
something.
Yeah. I got that on sale like a long time ago, and it was under like $10. So I'm like,
I think I have something like that on Steam.
yes, you had there's that same one. I had a hankering to play it like on the big screen, like I had the house to myself. Got to 8, got like so close to the end, I almost beat it on normal. But anyways, but yeah, playing a mixture of everything. I don't like on my Evercade. I've been just going back to some older carts or things that I haven't played much, like Toplin 1. I haven't played that like in a long time. Namco's always there. And then like on deck, I've been playing Halls of Torment a lot.
Yeah, that's not a bad game.
Yeah, I do love it. I still need to go back to Vampire Survivors and get to the next level in the DLC. I love me my roguelikes. Like, I can't help it. That's
I need to boot that up at least once.
yeah. And then
like
just I don't know.
Literally 5 minutes before we started, I was buying more Steam games that I'll probably not play.
Ooh. And then I still jump in the Capcom collection, like it's like fun just to like dive into like Final Fight, play a little bit, beat 'em up action. I don't know. I love.
Oh, Final Fight. If
Love me my
I think I was
beat 'em
going to play that again, it'd be in Street Fighter 6.
Ah.
Yeah, you can. That's so funny.
Which I haven't played in a while now. Oh man.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll download the demo to kind of give opinions on that. But I suppose I should say hi to the chat that have decided to come and actually watch our crazy selves. All right, we got Arcade Gig, sorry. We got Phantom Fiction, another channel member. Good morning. We got Jen Joke. We got Lloyd JRM. We got Tales from the Jungle of the Wastes. We got Douglas Coon Jr. We got Dan Nastic. We got RB. We got Lemony Pie. We got Ian Hobbies. We got Dubs64. We got iHeart Retro. Oh, that's hilarious at iHeartRadio. We got the Intellivision Gamer, the one and only. We got Atari Fan 72. We got Rozzy Rate. I don't know. It felt like saying that. And we got Skill Tricks. DJC Game Studios. This man is certified insane. No. Hey, DJ. And we have Ian Hobbies giving a Retro Kill Dash 9. And I haven't done that in a while.
We were hoping you would grow out of it.
We'll do this. Here, we'll do this one.
Retro, Kill Dash 9.
There we go. There's a shorter one. I still need to clip Retro Rob for when he did that. But we have Ultra Squid, and that's all for now. Oh, never regret it. No, hey, as long as somebody in the chat keeps bringing it back.
You can't be a Toys R Us kid anymore. They don't exist.
You can always be a Toys R Us kid, buddy, in Canada. I was Toys R Us last weekend.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, well, not in the U.S. You can't be. A
Oh,
Toys
you
R Us
still,
kid.
that's right. You still have Toys R Us.
Oh yeah,
over
we
there,
still have Toys R Us, and it's super mega popular. Almost hyper mega popular.
Almost very hyper, mega.
Global Hyper Meganet.
There we go. There we go. So actually, so before we kind of get into what we think about the showcase, I was curious to see what our viewers.
Oh, he's
think
going to
about
show his polls.
Before, I got to show my polls. Well, we'll see. When Gandalf gets here, he will get here.
Hide your children, or he's going to show his polls.
So I just simply asked, hey, how do you feel about Indie 2 Volume Showcase? So 61% of the people were super excited. Only 7% of the people said, I want to put, I'm over the moon, filled with magical awesomeness. Okay. Other people explained in the comments. We'll get to the 8% disappointed, of course. I'd be surprised.
There's always a disappointed group. You can't keep everybody stoked, right? It's just, the law of the internet.
Right. It'd be rigged otherwise. And then 18% is like, meh. So I was just.
It's funny. It's like the day after that presentation, and I had pre-ordered those bundles. Something else I pre-ordered kind of blew all that out of the water, for me at least. Because Atari put out pre-orders for Mr. Run and Jump for the Atari 2600.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow.
They got pre-orders up for their new console with what?
Oh, yeah. That's the I consider that a My Arcade console, not an Atari.
Yeah,
console.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like Office Depot. Like who? Like what? Can't get it in Canada.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
I saw it on Amazon for $100, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, well, if My Arcade's making it, then never mind.
Not in Canada, they don't have it.
Let's see what some people have to see. I hate with a passion that YouTube has done this. For comments and stuff like this, you don't get to see like what people put their name as when they comment on your channel. So some people I recognize from the icons or not. Anyways, so Mike Tended Power says he's pretty open on the titles, just the right amount of modern retro Evercade that it needs. KB says looking forward to Dual Carts Full Void. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. Immediately ordered the special edition. We'll kind of talk about that because I know I'm on the fence, or I have opinions about that. One thing I do, yes, quality over quantity. That's, I don't know if Blaze has been listening to us, but that's what I've been saying for a long.
Hey, can't we have quality and quantity?
No, because the Codemasters collection exists. Sorry for those of you who like it, but I've been noticing a trend that's looking to lesser games, less some filler games, and just focus on just getting lesser better quality. And we've seen a lot of that this year. Francis something Smith says I'll start with the good. Definitely some good games. Huge fans, yes, of Demons of Asborg and Astroborg. I can't even say that. Asbros, whatever. I keep saying Ast, not Ass. Yes, we'll talk about that. Recently gotten out of this world, blah blah blah. Into the Void, something but 3 games of $40 you already have. Not really sure. Just spending $20 on just Void. Yeah, we'll talk about that. The single, yes, the single, the dual carts are blast. Yes, the home computer heroes. Hey, maybe they might have listened to us on that too. Farming Simulator, we'll talk about that. Jason Shear still waiting on them to reveal bigger names. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, here's one of the after the showcase one that's a little meh. And then Jen Joke says it was cool, but the home computer cart seems to be very light on content given some of the game scene. Okay, so all sorts of opinions and things. Otherwise, I mean that is kind of the big news. So, all right. So I'll ask you guys where you want to start. Do we want to look at the overall roadmap as a broad? Are there any particular collection that's coming out that you want to talk about first?
Well, I don't think it really matters. We're probably going to talk about them all, so the order don't really matter to me.
Yeah, of course we're going to talk about them. But is there one thing of all this stuff that you're just oh, I'm dying. I'm very happy to see that Blaze did update the roadmap, all the graphics and everything, and we learned that for the indie heroes we'll be getting a second cart. So that's something new that we'll be getting that. Okay, if it's dealer's choice, then
You could just go in the order they showed in the presentation.
we could, but
Which, by the way, was out of order from the actual release.
right. So we'll talk which and Good Boy Galaxy. So, and then of course, then there's the other two dual cards that are part of this. But the one thing I did want to say about like Good Boy Galaxy that made me so happy, because I know from looking at various comments, I know a lot of people didn't know that game existed. I only knew that game existed from John Hancock's channel, and it was like still like there was like Indiegogo Kickstarter for it and all that, and it looked like a really cool like Metroidvania. Like that excites me. And then the Witch and Witch, that looks like a neat puzzle game. What was y'all's impressions of those two games?
Interesting, but yeah, I don't know. It's I don't think I'm as excited for it as a lot of people sounded. The Witch and Wiz looked more interesting to me just because it's a puzzle game, but I do like the animation in that Good Boy Galaxy. But they kind of announced this one alongside the other indie pack, and I was way more interested in that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like the Astroborg one for me. Those are pretty. Those are my two. The dual pack, that's the one I'm more excited about. The Goodbye Galaxy and Witch and Wiz. Not so much. I mean, it's still cool. Like I mean, the puzzle game, it'll have to be fun. Goodbye Galaxy looks interesting, but I think it's the Astroborg. That one speaks to me a lot more.
Yes.
Okay, I keep calling it like Astros for some reason. So Astia.
And I didn't even realize at first that both those games were related until I started looking up on Steam, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is like the same developer." Because I think in Steam you could actually buy the two as a bundle.
Okay, you've vindicated me, Crow. Because on my predictions, I brought that up. I got confused. I thought they were like the same game. Like I didn't know there was an actual sequel. And then somebody in the comments, it might have been you, Jen Joke, said that like it'd be cool to have a dual card of that. And I was like, yes, and we got that. So I got one prediction right.
I don't know if it's a sequel. I knew they're related, but I don't know if they're a prequel and sequel or anything.
Good.
I think the problem, well, not a problem. I think one thing I find with the dual cards is, it's got to live up to Xenocrisis, the first dual card. And that was a mega drop, right? And a pretty much well-known game. And these here are 4 unknown titles to the mainstream retro audience, right? So this one here, I'm
would
really
say
intrigued by.
It's no more unknown than like Cathedral, because I knew Cathedral when that was announced. I didn't know of the Xenocrisis.
Yeah, I played Xenocrisis before it came on the Evercade. That's why.
Yeah,
just to point out the dual carts, like none of this is native stuff, right?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, good.
But yeah, the Astabros ones and Astaborgs, I'm really looking forward to those.
Yes. No, I say my file saves are safe. I'm gonna have to keep ragging on that, but I'm not gonna lie. Yes, those are very like Castlevania like. So that I'm very. So for me personally, like these two sets of the dual carts might excite me. They're definitely up there. I'm more excited about these than maybe some other ones. But yeah, this one with both of these games, and I agree with you, Pete. They do need to live up to the hype of Xenocrisis. But I love the Blaze is doing more of these dual cards. But yeah, Good Boy 100%. Galaxy. Good.
Goodbye Galaxy looks interesting. The art style, but like it feels Super Nintendo-ish, so I'm excited about that.
It's actually it looks like it. I'm pretty sure that's a Game Boy Advance game.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Which is pretty much Super Nintendo.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the puzzle game, it depends on how pick up and play it is and how much fun it is. Like I have no problem with that, but it's great to see these 4 titles for sure. Definitely the highlight of the one of the highlights of the show for me was these 4 cards.
Yes, yeah.
Well, more
Yeah, it was very-
specifically, the Demons of Asterborg duel. But that one was probably the one I was most interested in out of all the ones they showed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, those are the kind of games that belong in Evercade. So I think Blaze nailed it. If you're gonna do like a dual cart of a popular, maybe lesser known like indie games like that knocked it out of the park. And yeah, we'll have to. I'll be curious to see if Good Boy Galaxy lives up to the hype. I just had totally forgotten about that game. So that really surprised me. But yeah, the second set of the dual cards. Then once we kind of talk about these, then I do want to bring back the timeline. I'm curious to see like does Nukem still like up there, kind of where.
Well, the funny thing was like we were thinking that they were talking about how they were announcing all the rest of the carts, which was like 4 collections, and it was Indie's special presentation. And I was like, what? So that mean that like all 4 carts are going to be Indie? And sure enough, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing about that. That's why, like, when I did my predictions, I guess some TurboGrafx and other stuff, because they said I was going to confuse. I'm like, well, unless I don't know, I don't. So when we'll talk about the home computer collect. So we are getting MSX, but what's the last? Because they said what's the other system? I must have missed that. What's the other new system?
I don't think there was another new system.
Yeah. So it was another broken promise. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
no,
they did mention 2 new systems by the end of the year. So
yeah,
they might have been referring to another game on not in this presentation specifically, but another cart that hadn't come out yet, but we may have already pre-ordered. I'd have to think about it.
Oh, you know what? Unless because technically. No, February 24. I don't know. That's
because when did they make that statement, and like what collections had yet to come out that year?
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about the Home Computer Heroes one?
I like it. I mean, it's a great idea. I think.
Yeah.
None of these. I mean, that one we're looking at, Bridge Strike. That obviously is River Raid. That's a Doom clone. But none of these games I've known about. Some of the games I've never played it. The Planet X2 was like the one I knew about.
Yeah, I knew the 8-bit games.
And it's the one I was
guy.
like least interested in because it's a genre that I'm not particularly fond of, which is real-time strategy.
I watched the channel, the 8-bit guy. So
yes.
And so I knew that. So whenever I saw that game, I'm like, oh, they got his games. That's pretty interesting.
So Blaze and its cryptic Amiga and MSX are the 2 new systems for this year. Okay.
Yes, Amiga. That should have been obvious.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not thinking of it because I haven't even gotten to the Amiga collection.
Okay, I was thinking 2 more. Okay, fine. But no, I'm glad MSX that we've been talking about. So believe it or so with this, I'm actually like super hyped for. So like this game, Attack of the Pesky Robot, this River Raid Recharged, let's just call it that. This whatever the heck that is, that looks really cool. But there's some ones here that I'm not. Farming Simulator. I don't know, like an 8-bit
that one
version.
could be interesting. I was always tempted to try the game out because it appeared everywhere, and I was like, okay, well, this must be popular,
dude. So Planetary, so that sort of Igana or whatever the hell that has me the most. That had me the most excited. So here's something, and it's going to be a strong statement, but at least kind of let's say like as an American growing up and playing games. So when I look at something like Amiga and C64, I look at that as like, let's say somebody else playing like Atari or like in television, like those are maybe unknown consoles outside the US that people aren't as excited for. So because of that, like for me, I relatively think the computer collections are like, for me personally, like until this, they're like the weakest line. Like the Amiga was cool. And I think that there's so many good, like newer aftermarket homebrew games. And I think that like this is the direction that they need to take, and MSX, right? I don't know. There's better computer systems out there, even DOS game. And again, I understand people have nostalgia for those other systems, and I don't want to take away for that. But I think Blaze needs to go in this direction.
Commodore 64,
Well, so like for me, when I played game, I didn't play Commodore and play Amiga. A lot of it was just like unknown like DOS stuff, like just that kind of. So again, I understand
we still don't have DOS stuff.
No,
I had I had a friend who had a C64, and I can remember always going to his house and we'd want to play a game on a C64, and we spent more time waiting for it to load, and we just like ended up playing
That's
Atari
true.
or
But
Coleco
like,
or something
it
like
was
that.
funny is like it was so normal back then that you didn't even realize that you were waiting like over a minute or two for something to load.
Yeah.
Like normally a title screen, you'd wait for the title screen to load, you'd hit a button, and then you'd have to wait for the game to load. Uh,
Yeah, it was
but
just like,
but there were also cartridge games that you could plug in and play in the Commodore 64, and the disc-based games at least
Gotcha.
didn't take as long to load as the cassette tape games.
Ooh. I'll be right back, guys. One sec.
Sure. To be honest, the kind of computer game. So here's what kind of blew me away because growing up and like it's like with the Amiga collections getting better, but there's still like a little bit of a stiff. Like PC games have always had a little bit of a stiffness for like platformers using a controller. Like I'm not talking about like Doom or whatever, but where I felt like they had the advantage on was like your point and click and like your Sierra games. So those are the type of games that like for me that I was more more really into, and I still hope on the VS that we get freaking keyboard and mouse support.
Well, you know what's funny is
That needs to happen.
you keep mentioning the mouse, and I realized why in my mind it wasn't that such a big deal. You ever play like Maniac Mansion?
No, I'm embarrassed to admit. I've read a lot of Nintendo Power. No, I
Because
haven't.
like that game the first console that platform that game appeared on was a Commodore 64, and even though Commodore 64 did have a mouse, I didn't know anybody that had it. Most of the games just used the joystick, and so it was like a point and click in a way for Maniac Mansion, but you used the joystick.
Huh.
So
No, yeah.
I mean that's the way the game was designed too. So.
Yeah, I remember the Nintendo port. But yeah, I mean, again, it's to each their own. So like for me, so here's the thing, right? And I think I've said this before. Like, what gets me excited are new like games that give me that retro feel, but the games that are that are new, like when it hits that nostalgia. So like the two the Aspros, I'm just gonna call it that. I don't know why I can't pronounce. Like those two games have me super excited. They're Genesis games, the graphics, the look, the feel. It's just like super neat. And then this collection here has a few like farming sim, like fine. But I'm glad to. So here's the thing that I like about this. There's what like 7 or 8 games. Like that's like I think at least 5 of these are going to be good. Like compared, just and again for me, just compared to kind of how I feel about like the other Commodore. Like I feel like yes, there's a lot of games on there, but here I feel like there's a better quality. Again, not to take away from that nostalgia, but from like an outsider, 7 games from an outsider who didn't grow up playing specifically like those type of games.
In my mind, in the Commodore 64 collections, most of the really good games were the Epix games, but there were other developers that put out games for the Commodore 64
Yeah.
that I played that I'd still yet to see. I'd love to see an Electronic Arts Commodore 64 collection because I had a lot of Electronic Arts Commodore games back then.
Well, see, that's the feeling. So from seeing the comments and everything from our viewers, I have a feeling that like the really good C64 games, the Blaze can't get the license to.
Yeah, probably.
That's what it appears. So that's what it appears to me, and I'm like, okay, well now since you've done like 264 collections, like take a break from that until you can get some of the licenses. Like MSX, yes, I remember playing a lot of those different things in emulation and just being very excited because never grew up with an MSX, but I've only played that emulation.
Well, here's the thing: is like if
It's
we're gonna
different.
start getting MSX games, they need to get Konami on board because Konami
Yes.
had put out a lot of MSX games.
I think there's like 1 or 2 Castlevanias there. There's
At least one, and I don't know if it wasn't called Castlevania for sure.
no.
But I'm talking about like they had a Gradius. I think the very first Parodius game was on MSX.
See, that would be neat because I kind of feel like, hey, if you wanted to play Gradius, yeah, you could fire up MAME or different emulators, but something like this, it's a different version, it's something special, and that would be really cool. So most computer collectors are a little more of a pain.
When I had a Saturn, I had a disc for the Saturn that was like 30 MSX games from Konami.
Ooh. Yeah, we do need to get
we
do need to get Konami on board. If we get Konami on board, then we also get TurboGrafx. Apart from Leisure Suit Larry. But yeah, I forgot Metal Gear and all that other stuff.
I have a playthrough of the first 3 Leisure Suit Larry games on one of my channels. I was gonna
That's
do
funny.
all of them, but nobody watched those, so I didn't.
I'm back.
I did play through them
He's
all. Though.
back. But this one I feel like is the wild card. Like I kind of feel like either I'm gonna really like it or hate it. Like I don't know until I can play it versus the other dual carts.
This one here, I'm pretty fairly excited for, but I'm gonna say a weird thing. I'm more excited now with the anticipation of what number 2, 3, and 4, and 5 is in this line. Like, I'm more excited to see the potential because I think it's a really solid start for the first one. But now I'm like, oh, there's going to be a 2, 3, 4 of this probably down the line. And what will they go and curate for those, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
how I
hope
see
that
it.
I hope the next year. I hope this is a yearly. I hope we keep getting more home computer heroes because there's so many.
I think, yeah, they at least, I think 2 a year or something like that. I mean, it's up to them, right? They're all over the map with how many carts they want to put out every year. So I don't know. It's just pretty cool. I think this is pretty solid. They all look playable, which for a home computer collection, that's good to see. Because a lot of C64 games aren't necessarily, or a lot of the Amiga or C64 had some playability issues for me.
If you think about it, like these games would be newer, so they're gonna have the modern sensibilities.
Better
mind.
sensibility, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I hope. They could all be crap too, so I don't think they are.
Well, Gandalf finally appeared.
Well, hello. How's it going?
Hey, are you down south yet?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we were just finishing up getting some breakfast. So I figured I'd come and say
Breakfast, it's
hi to you guys.
11:30.
Yeah, man.
It's
That's how we do it, vacation mode.
It's 10:30. McDonald's is still serving breakfast,
That is right. Well, over there anyway.
and it's like and actually it's earlier for you even. It's like 9:30 your time, right?
8:30
Oh, for
8:30 for
yeah.
me.
Yeah. So how you guys doing?
Good. We were just talking about the different. We were just talking about the different collections, like the home computer indie collection.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
Mine is I am looking forward to almost literally every single collection to get announced because every single one of them is just pure discovery for me. So that's where it's at. For me, I'm totally about all of that, and particularly with the home computer heroes. It's a whole bunch of stuff that it kind of looks like stuff that I used to play when I was younger, but just it's different titles. So I used to play a whole bunch of stuff when I was on vacations or visiting my uncle or whatever, because they were the ones that had the computers that played these kind of games, and I didn't. So it's kind of cool to kind of experience them in a different way. So definitely looking forward to that.
Cool. And real quick, what's your take on the set of the new dual carts, the 2 different dual carts that we're getting?
Oh, so the number one thing I think out of all of the games, I'm actually probably looking forward to Good Boy Galaxy more than any of the other games, and the reason why is because I got immediate Commander Keen vibes, and then there was somebody in the comments of my reaction video that also reminded me that that's why I probably had the vibes, is because Good Boy Galaxy, it might be a riff off of, what is it, Volume 2 or Volume 3 or Episode 1 or Episode 2 of Commander Keen itself, because it was Goodbye Galaxy was the actual name of the game. And I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to play that game. Plus it has the Star Fox Vocaloid sound thing when people talk. I'm in on that one. But I mean, as far as the others go, I'm actually really looking forward to Astro Bros as well, because it's 2-player, and then I can sit down and play with people on the BS, and that's gonna be really cool too. So, obviously I'm in on all of it, but those 2 are definitely highlights that I'm looking forward to playing.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Wanted to get your quick take. Now you're all caught up with us. So here's
Sweet.
what I want to talk about next, right? And so I do want to talk about the single card. So here's kind of my thoughts, initially when I did, and I've thought about this for a while. So when we're talking about what is it, Blue Void or whatever,
Full Void.
Full Void.
No
Sorry,
Void.
I think I keep calling it blue because of special edition card. Thank you, Full Void. So initially seeing the 2D cinematics and like watching it like that, I was blown away with. Right, so like that was kind of cool watching it. What's interesting is we did want a game that most people haven't heard of, but my whole thing is I'm not sure this was the game to maybe put on a single cart. I mean, it looks interesting. It features a special edition. Like I kind of feel like either you love it and you really like it, or you just kind of like, okay, this is kind of cool. And that's kind of like that's where I'm like, okay, this is kind of, this is kind of cool. What do you all think?
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
it's the least favorite thing for me, just because it's not my genre. It feels like a walking, jumping, boring game for me, to be honest with you.
It says I'm looking it up on Steam, and it's a puzzle platformer.
Yeah, so this is not my jam, but I do respect everything about why this is a big deal for those fans and for Evercade. So mad respect there. Like I said in my video, I'm hoping this game kind of changes my mind in that genre because I'm pretty open-minded about, trying new things. But it is 100% my least favorite thing about the showcase. That's about it. Does it deserve a one cart? I don't know. I'll tell you when I get it for me, but it's just going to be based on my opinion.
See, that's because when I'm looking on Steam, that's my whole kind of thing. Is it pretty much is a 3-hour game, and it's definitely more about it's more about like the
what?
experience.
It's only 3 hours?
That's what I've been when I've been looking at the comments. People are saying it's a short game, and on Steam, I've seen a few people say that like someone put like this. That I took my time with it and I beat it in 3 hours.
Okay. Well, it is what it is, right? So
Yeah,
we'll see. Like, that's why I'm not excited about what is it, Dolphin Collection or whatever, because it feels like it's the same style of game.
Yeah, Another World, Abe's Odyssey, kind of like Prince of Persia vibe. Yeah, so and that's what I look forward to playing it. It'll be, but I'm not nearly as excited as like some of the other games.
Yeah, this is not like if I wasn't a fan of the Evercade or I didn't know about the Evercade and this is the only game that introduced me, I don't know if I'd buy the Evercade or jump in the ecosystem because of this game.
Exactly.
I'll buy it because I'm collecting. Like that's the last thing I collect is Evercade stuff. So I don't collect any other video games anymore.
Yeah. See that.
So that's it, and I'll support Evercade. But yeah, this is not my jam. That's it.
No, I agree. So that's why I kind of like for the first. And I do agree with Center. Like for a standalone, it does need to be something more mainstream or something that has more meaning. Like I think it's the weak first standalone cart. That's like if I look at it like, oh, this was the game that they picked for a standalone cart compared to other stuff. Is there a disappointment from that? Yes. Is it a cool game? Yes, but
this is almost a dual cart game, in my opinion. This is like what the Fox game was to Xenocrisis in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, Pete. Like if this like it needed there needed to be something else. Now I did see the minimal installation for this on Steam was a gig, so maybe I don't know if they had to like port some of that.
Oh my gosh, did they cut stuff out of this version to make it fit on the 500 meg
It's not necessarily true. I mean, just because it takes up a gig on Steam doesn't mean it take up a gig.
I know that. I'm just saying.
They probably had to compress.
They wouldn't have cut anything out.
Yeah.
If they really wanted, and that could be why it's a single cart, because maybe they needed a bigger like memory in the cart just to hold this, and that's going to cost more. On top of that, the cost for putting the game in the collection, that you couldn't put 2 games on this cart probably.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Without increasing the price over $20, 25 or whatever.
But it seems like the chat loves this game. Like nobody has said anything negative in the chat about this. So that's so if our audience is any indication, I think Blaze has probably hit on something here. But our audience is not that critical of Blaze, to be honest with you.
Where have you been looking? No, I know. I'm not kidding. The first platform physical Xenocrisis was all over the place. Yeah, so that is cool. It's the first. That's
what I mean. Like Xenocrisis brought a lot of people into the ecosystem, I think.
Is the first cars with the updated spec. Ryan said they'll introduce a new spec. Oh, no, I hadn't heard about that. I mean, what I'm hoping. With Pete on Full Void, what I'm hoping is, I think it's going to be fun. Like if it is a short game, you'll go through, you'll beat it, and that's fine. If it's an enjoyable, like an enjoyable experience. I'm just
That's a big jump though. $30 for this game, right?
Yeah, so let's.
That's a big amount of money when you think about it.
Yeah, so let's. Let me share.
But I mean, artistically, it looks good. I mean, there's like story there, all those types of stuff. Hey, Rich's family.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Rich's
Inception.
family.
Crud. I did not mean to do that. I meant to share another. That was really weird.
64-bit game on the Evercade. I mean,
But isn't this
what does that mean?
the same
There
the
we
same
go.
price as all the other collections, like the standard version?
No,
Yeah,
so,
it's
so,
like $30.
so
I'm looking at
Well-
Video Games Plus, and it is. The
It
same
is, okay,
price as
so-
every other collection.
so that's what I wanted to point out. If you if you get the normal
Yeah,
edition,
but tax though,
it's-
Crow, it's $30 roughly.
Yeah, but so is every other collection then.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying it's anything new.
I thought you were bringing up a point that it was more expensive.
No,
than
but for
the other
$30,
collections.
that one game, like for 3 hours, like there's not a lot of replayability. I don't know. I'm just going off what it is.
Exactly.
You're saying $30 Canadian,
Well, of
Well,
course.
40.
What am I going to say? American? I'm not American.
Oh, that's true.
But
We're
we
not
all
talking
are.
special. But
Yeah.
that's I wanted to
Well,
point
I
out.
can't. I'm not going to change what I say because you guys are American.
I just wanted a little bit of clarification. You can say whatever you want.
No, but I would say the same thing if I was in your boat. I'm saying $20 for this game.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we
So,
agree.
here's something I wanted to point out. So if you get both of these, the normal edition and this, it's just $10 more. And so it's like, do you really need? And both of them you're going to get the comic book. So here's what all you get with the special edition. So here's the thing. You get stickers. Like, I don't care about that. You're going to get that. You're going to get the manual. So really, you're just getting a blue cart.
And a
You're
new
getting an
case.
art book. For $10. You're
And
I
you're
don't
getting
know.
a blue and black case too. It's going to be a different case.
And
So
you're getting a slip cover.
So funny that you mentioned that, because now so when it comes up now, I kind of feel like I've kind of like I feel myself morphing into a crow when it comes to the Peggy and non-Peggy editions. So then I'm like, I'm going to see all this being read. Like, do I want the look of that? Like, so for me, in my opinion, it's like, I don't know. Like, this first game, like for me, like I don't love it that much that I think I need to get a special edition. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want the look of that. I might want the red to match.
You know
what I mean?
what made me happy was the fact that when I saw this, I thought it was going to be a Fun Stock exclusive, and it's not.
That is, yes.
Yeah, that was good. So I'm glad that it's in Video Games Plus. Now I got a question: are we going to see a blue, that baby blue Evercade VS come out as a variant eventually to match?
Well, you need
Ooh.
XP, because like in the VS, you wouldn't even see the cart.
That's true. Yeah. So
Yeah. I don't know if I like that blue. I don't see that's at first I thought this was kind of cool, but when I broke, I mean, again, it kind of depends on what you want. So here's the thing: the
I
special
wish it was
edition.
flat.
Yes, exactly. So I think for the special edition, I think you either buy this because you really either you really love the game and you just want it. The second reason is because for collectability or for FOMO, you're like, oh, what am I missing? And so for me, I'm like, if you do get the different look of the case, but if you don't care about that and you don't care about the art book, like or the poster, like I don't see myself like hanging and putting up that stuff. You know
I
what I
could
mean?
make the cartridge black.
Gandalf had to vanish. We may see him back. So, I mean, again, for those who want this, I think it's kind of great. We're seeing special editions, but for me, I don't. And here's the thing too. So I have $10 worth of credit with Video Games Plus, so I could get this and buy the normal version and just have to pay another $5 in shipping. But I'm like, I just don't know if I like this. Like, I think if I don't get the special edition, I'll be fine. You know what I mean?
You'll be
Like,
fine.
Or I kind of feel like maybe you need to buy this game twice and get the special and the. I mean, it's great for those who want it, but for me, I'm just like, I don't know.
Look,
yeah, it should have been black.
I went ahead and I bought both.
Yeah.
The reason I was thinking I was going to buy both is because I was thinking that the special edition would be only on Fun Stock, and then I would want a version of it without the Peggy logo. But since both of them I bought off of Video Games Plus, I don't think either one of them are going to have the logo. But then I'm thinking, like, if I really don't decide I don't need both of them, well, I don't need both of them. I know I don't need both of them. I could always sell one of them. You know.
True. It hasn't sold out on. It hasn't sold out on. It hasn't sold out on Video Games Plus, but yeah, I don't know. See, that's for me for a collector's edition. Like if it was something like had it been like I don't know, like an SNK or some, maybe one of those other, like maybe those other dual carts. Like if it was a special edition of like the Asbrost or whatever the hell, like maybe that I would have liked. You know what I mean? So that's what I get why they did it to highlight the single cart. But I think if they were going to do a special edition of this, you know, there's other stuff I would have rather seen in my opinion. But that's, you know, again for those. Yeah, like dude, exactly. Like if it had been like a black card, exactly. That would have tugged to my nostalgia, and I would have. But like, I didn't fall in love with this. I was just kind of like, oh, that's initially when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that's cool. They're doing a special edition, and then I was like, oh, but they also have the regular cart, and you have to pay more. And then I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's how special editions work. It's not special if it's the only edition.
Oh, emojis, yeah, the sad. You can't see it here. But yes, get used to the emoji. So, you know, again, for those of you who want to get it, you know,
Yeah,
me, I'm still kind of on the fence. But
Video Games Plus, there seems to be plenty, and if one
Yes.
stock, it's sold out. Yeah. I don't know about the other stores that are carrying it, but
let's see if
those are the two I know.
Hopefully, you wanted me to add you in, Rich. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm back officially now.
Okay. I kept adding you. I he kept disappearing. I figured you wanted me to add.
Well, I was trying to figure out how to like not have you guys come through the car because I'm in a car obviously.
Yeah.
But
Video Games Plus, you can buy it. Television Gamer, Video Games Plus, you can buy Full Void. Yeah, we were just talking about the Full Void Special Edition.
Yep. Yeah, I was actually happy about the fact that there was a special edition. You know, that if they did a single cart, there would be a special edition for it, because it's just one of those other ways of kind of like elevating, you know, like I guess like collecting experience and all that kind of stuff, in my opinion. But and as far as Full Void goes, as far as a game goes, I mean, it's a wait and see, but it is kind of neat that it's a game that is going to be available. Well, it's available now, right? But it came out, what like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or something like that.
So let's see. I had it up recently. And, oh man, I hate doing it. It came out.
Yeah, that's just kind of wait and see. Yeah,
July 18th. When it was released.
Yeah. So when you figure it, is this going to be the first or only physical release for this game? Because that's another kind of key factor.
Well, here's the thing: is I think that there's a good possibility there could be other physical releases because you've got companies out there like limited run games, and I know people buzz when I bring up limited run games and premium edition games and strictly limited games, and special reserve games. So you never know if somebody's gonna make another physical version of this for some other platform.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, I was just kind of like getting that. Maybe this is one of those first experiences for Evercade where they're actually getting out in front of all those other people. So there isn't like other ways to get this physical game first, and then like Evercade kind of is like in the front of that. That's actually kind of cool for them as well.
Yeah, there is that. It's like the one I think of is Cathedral because I already had a physical version of it on Switch when they announced it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think Pete may have said, or I forget who had said it, but I think that I don't see this as being the game getting somebody into Evercade. And I think that if hey, if you had to, if you're not collecting all the collections and you had to choose like that, this one you could just skip because it's I don't I think it'll be cool, but I agree when Pete, it needed to be a dual cart. I don't think it's wild. It has the wow factor. Would have been oh, let me just grab it versus something the Duke Nukem 1 collection. If all that had on it was Duke Nukem 1 and 2 remaster, that would still excite me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the reason it's not a dual cart and it is a single cart is because it requires so much space, and it's possible that the cost of including the game on a cartridge, if you were to include another game, it would bump the price up over $20-$30, whatever the base price is, and they didn't want to do that.
Now they could have fit an 8-bit Nintendo, but no, I know what you mean.
I mean, it could be part of their agreement too that it was only a single release cart. They couldn't include another game on it.
Yeah, because that's what it's a new game. It retails, it retails for like $20.
Mhm.
It hasn't been out for a while like some of the other ones. But that's what they did. They did tease that, I guess, in the next firmware update, there's going to be a code that's going to unlock something.
Oh yeah,
riddle.
yeah. I wish they would have
Yeah.
not included that code, like because that hint in the video, if it wasn't going to be active yet.
Thank you, thank you. I was hoping somebody else would say that, because then it looks like that I'm just like
Well,
being
what's
like
going on?
contrary.
So the
Remember
new the new firmware hasn't dropped yet.
No.
No.
But remember in the video they had that puzzle. Oh, enter it in the secret code. It's like, why do that if it's not in the firmware yet?
You know what? I'll even go
That's
one
so,
further.
so Blaze.
They said they said in the video that the firmware would drop later this week, and it hasn't. And again, this is the one thing that I will criticize, and I will be harsh about Blaze, is their inconsistency with stuff like this. Like you said, Pete, that's so Blaze. Like don't even talk about it if you can't. Like don't even, you know what I mean? But it is dumb to announce something and not have it be in the current firmware, because you're like, oh, I get to be excited whenever the firmware drops. That could be a day or it could be a month. We don't know.
What
they
is
didn't
the,
say that in the
What
video.
was the riddle? What was the riddle?
It's something warm, something, I don't know. I can't
It
remember.
could be rough. You could be smooth. You can.
I was just
be
laughing at the
heavy,
weird
you
voice
could be
and the
light.
thing.
Yeah, it can be smooth or rough. It can be light or heavy. You could, and then there's something else, and then it's what am I?
But the thing
Snow.
is, like, they're like, enter it in your secrets. So I started entering guesses in the secrets, not knowing that nothing would work because it's not in the firmware yet.
Yeah, and somebody put in the comments, they're like, I'm trying all these codes and I'm blue in the face. I'm like, yeah, it's not in the firmware yet. They're like, thanks for letting me know, so I didn't waste. See, and like they've kind of forgotten about that, right? Like they've like forgotten about the codes, and that's where, I mean, going off Hyper Mega Tech, trying to do too much. Maybe 14 carts came out. That's my main criticism, is I don't know where Blaze's focus is, right? And I want to feel like there's a clear direction. Hey, we're going to do this stuff. We're not going to try 50 million things. I don't know. That's my one.
So it's big or small, smooth or rough, easy to throw, or impossible to carry.
Yeah, I'm pretty
turd?
sure I know
No.
what the answer is.
Oh yeah, I know the answer too. But
You could throw a poop, but yeah, easy to throw a poop, but you wouldn't want to
So
carry
I
it.
was in the secrets. I was entering every variation of that answer I could think of. Nothing's working.
It could be a rock, yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like that was a huge miss. Like you got the community excited. Everybody's going to their to their VSs or XPs to try to put in this code, and then you can't.
well, I mean, I'm hyped for what gets bundled with that firmware update, because we get Doodle World Redrawn, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm super hyped about that.
Not me. I was like, if it's another Doodle World, they better make it harder.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess so. But I actually started trying to speedrun that game because it's a platformer that I can actually play.
Yes, it would be good for speedrunning. But I just remember playing it, and I like blew right through the game, and I'm like, okay, well, this game's not for me. It's for kids. So
now that we have all these like dual carts, I kind of wish some of the order for things are changed, right? Like we got to wait till December to get both of the dual carts. Like I think for me, I'm maybe even more excited than that about like the Duke Nukem and some others. You know what I mean? Like I wish things were sprinkled in a little bit. I kind of wish like the Duke Nukems, we didn't have to wait for both. Like it's interesting to me that they chose.
are those cards still not available for pre-order yet? Outside of the Atomic Edition?
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's what
So
I thought.
so like for me, like I need to space some of the stuff out. I know like the pre-orders for like October already there. I'm like, oh my god, guys. So like the thing that I don't like is I feel a little bit of like limited games kind of coming in. Like, and again, it kind of goes back to there needs to be more of a structure. Hey, we're coming out with this here. Like all of a sudden, all these pre-orders are coming in, and it's just, I don't know. It's not as consumer friendly. That's all I want to say. For that, but
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just glad they finally went without January, but finally have collections a month. It makes sense. So I'm okay. Like, I like that we get a couple collections every month. It's great. It's great little, as long as they come out early December, so people can get them for the giveaway for Christmas gifts and stuff. So
yeah. I'm still
But
really
yeah.
excited about Pico and Sydney Hunter. Still very like
Mine
still
got
like
shipped. They just got shipped, so should
Yeah,
have those next
mine
week.
finally got shipped too.
Yeah,
man.
stupid fun stuff.
Mine hasn't yet from Video Games Plus, but I would imagine
It's
I'll be
okay.
getting that
They
soon.
could take their time. They could take their time.
No.
I won't get to it.
Well, I
for
wanted my T-shirt. You get a T-shirt with it, so right? The T-shirt comes with Pico.
Yeah,
Yeah. So of course I want a T-shirt,
right.
but I never get the sizing right. It's either way
That's
too big or way too small.
see that's the problem. Like for me, I wear like an XL, and this feels like, but this is a 2XL, but it feels like a little like feels like an XL and a half. But if I got a larger, it'd feel too small, and so that's
Well, that's the thing. It's like also
know.
it's like the brand. Every brand has their own definition of what those sizes are. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to be aware of the brand. Also, I don't know if European sizes
Hey,
are
did you
different.
guys see that I solved the riddle? It's Snowball.
Ah,
Does it actually work?
I don't know because there's no firmware, but it's Snowball.
exactly.
But that's the thing. Is like the answer could be many things.
Yeah, it could be a million silly things. So I
we
think they
could
just
try none of
created a
them.
bunch of random questions and just they'll put a random answer in.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. See, that's the thing I was gonna say, Dan. In America, we're a bigger people, and so
America.
it's tricky. Exactly. Hey, there's Sean lurking. Exactly. So that's
It's because of the food pyramid in North America, because of the Department of Agriculture in the U.S. Everybody is overweight.
Yep, exactly.
in North
What's
America.
the food pyramid?
Stupid. Everything. Eat.
Yeah.
That's why we're all chubby monkeys. Is because
Yeah.
of that propaganda.
But for like if I could switch the order, like I would like Good Boy Galaxy and the other dual carts, move those. Like I would move those.
Now
like,
you're
right to the front of the
nitpicking,
line.
Ed. Stop nitpicking. You're getting collections every month. Chill out, man. You're gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
But
You
he's not
burn
getting them
through
in
these carts in
he's,
a day
he's
anyway.
not
so you'll
getting
be
them
fine.
into order he wants it. Damn it.
Yes, I want it the way I want it. But Ed, you're fine, man. You got so much to play. Like, would you put Duke Nukem in October instead of November? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, definitely.
I would.
That's what I mean. Like
No way.
I don't know why these. That's I think the spreading out is kind of weird. Like or like split up the Duke Nukem collections, right? Like I'm more excited about that than Full Void or split these up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's just
I mean,
the production
if-
stuff, right? They want to get their production line and only focus on a set at a time. That's like for QA testing too, right? So, like all that kind of stuff. I'm okay with it. I'm actually shocked they went to once a month collections. That really makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know if it feels a bit like an overload. We'll see.
Yeah, we thought we had that same conversation last year, though. Remember? And a bunch of stuff got delayed. So
Well,
we thought we were getting
yeah.
overloaded, and all of a sudden, a bunch of stuff got delayed in December.
Yeah.
Right?
For me, it goes back to consistency, right? Like if they say like, "Hey, we're gonna have a card a month or whatever," like just keep the consistency and just keep a consistent schedule. And
I'm
that's
just waiting for a giant ship to clog up the canals again. That's what I'm just waiting for that.
Don't jinx us. So yeah, we'll see. And then the game of the month, yeah. So we don't get to play that yet, and we don't get to try the codes
I
yet.
haven't even tried last month's game in a month. I'm over it. I want to wait for it to come out in the Indie Heroes collection.
Yeah,
to play.
if you don't want to beat the game right away, while
I
it's game of
heard
the
that.
month,
Yeah,
wait for it.
yeah. I don't know. I don't have
It's
the
still
skills
fun,
to play
though.
the game right away.
No, you do. Trust me, this game is not difficult at all.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I love the Indie Heroes collection. I think it's probably my favorite collections they do. Just because it's like I don't think they've made a bad like the first two have been really good. So I'm really excited about this one because I like the first 4 games were amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't
Still pretty good.
someone's like
I think they're
Sean
on a
is
roll
waiting
with
for an
this.
invite? Should we invite Sean in so Ed can go to town on him?
Yeah.
But he's just a marketing guy. He doesn't, he doesn't have a lot of answers.
Right. No, again, the consistency. That's the one. That's if I to give feedback. And again, it's because we are so passionate. Just game of the month should be like decide it's going to be the first of every month, or decide it's going to be the 15th. Like have that be consistent. At the beginning of every year, we should see this roadmap with question marks. We should know exactly when the cards are going to come out. Firmware update, things like that. To be like, hey, maybe once or twice. Things should be more consistent or more consistent messaging.
Hey,
that's all.
The fact that they're inconsistent means that they're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like,
So
being that guy again.
They're being consistent and being inconsistent all the time.
OEB got you hooked. Yeah, that scumbag.
Who's
I
OEG?
know
I
that
don't know
guy.
who that is.
He's all over my channel. If you like, I got him. Like,
Dolphin Full Void, Asti Duke sitting under Good Boy. Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Rich. You know what? I never.
Dan, I'll
asked-
disagree with you on that Delphine
I-
crap.
with the Full Void. Are you buying the standard edition, the special edition, or both, or neither? Anybody?
I think
Rich is buying both.
okay, he's buying both. I think for
Why are you even asking me that?
Yeah, I know you're
He's
doing
buying
both.
both.
I was really asking Rich, really, because I didn't. He never.
People are getting
mentioned
both. Wow. Part of the special.
That's why, like, Blaze can't get mad at me when I'm critical of them, because I'm probably their best customer.
Yeah, it's the two of us keeping them afloat, right?
Not
Wow,
anymore.
I
They're
would've
keeping themselves afloat now.
Regular.
Nobody
Yeah.
should really get mad about criticism because you're supposed to take that criticism and rectify it in the future.
Yes,
Make
because we
yourselves
all know
better.
that humans are really good at taking criticism.
December will be
Some-
early. Okay.
Some are. Some are.
For me, I'm still on the fence, but like for Full Void, like here's what I think will happen. I'll look at the game, I'll play it, I'll enjoy it, play through it 3 hours, and then it's going to go back on I'll beat it, and it's going to go back on my shelf, and I'm never going to play it again. I probably won't look at all the like goodies and the extras. You know what I mean? Like you still get the comic book. I don't even know if I'll like. So here's what's weird that I think people should know about me. Like I don't read for fun. I read for information. Like the way my brain works, like I like to watch videos on things a lot better, or like I like to experience the game. So for me, those extra goodies, and then will it annoy me that like it looks different? You know what I mean?
I can't read. I just
I don't
like
know.
looking at the pictures.
Yeah, I just want to play the game. See, that's kind of the thing. I think like for me, just like that might be fine. Now, like if the Suns again, just for pure nostalgia, if the Sunsoft was a special edition and they had a cool Blaster Master thing and it came with like a little Blaster Master keychain or some like weird little trick, that would have suckered me into it.
Nuts
You know what I
to
mean?
that.
But
Johnny
I understand
Basilius
that's
all
not
the
for the
way.
public though. It makes sense they're promoting their new single game. Ceramic mugs. The
Why
fate,
does
yeah.
everybody want mugs? I don't get it.
Yeah, but
I
they
don't
got a
know.
perfectly good reason for it because shipping mugs is hard because of the
Yes.
break, right? And I agree because I bought mugs before from stuff and they come sometimes broken. If you don't ship it right, you get a hassle. So I totally
You know
get it.
That's a good question. Is anyone in the UK excited about Sunsoft? That's a good question because I kind of feel like Sunsoft.
I don't even remember what's on Sunsoft. What's on Sunsoft again?
The Blaster Master games, Journey Silius, Arrow the Acrobat, and
yeah,
some
okay.
other games.
Yeah.
It's coming with the fake Amiga collection.
Yeah, no, that's the other one. That's the Delphi
Yeah,
selection.
The fake Amiga collection.
No, but it's the fake Amiga because it has Amiga tagged on it in the roadmap. But remember, there's Sega games on it. But
Just
Fanny
one.
pack.
There's only 4 games. 25% of them is not an Amiga game.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny because we keep saying that Fanny means something a lot different than it does here in the States. So I don't know if RB is from the UK or not. Oh my god! But yeah.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with fanny pack?
So
what's
I think
what's wrong with that? I
Okay.
love my fanny pack. Hey, it's good enough for Joe
Hey.
Rogan. Good enough for Pete.
on the female body in the US, fanny means the back, and like the UK, fanny means the front.
You know, that
That's-
might just be a Texas
Well,
thing.
you can have different words for pants too, right?
Yes, pants, knickers,
Trousers are actual
trousers.
what we call
Yes,
pants.
exactly,
We call
exactly.
pants underwear. It's really weird. There's a channel. I was watching a YouTube video of a Brit making fun of what we call stuff in North America. Like you saying, we call it a bin in the UK. But in the US, they have to make it literal to what goes in it. So they call it a waste paper basket.
The trash. Yeah.
That's so cool. They call sidewalks pavement, but in the US, they call them sidewalks because that's where you walk. It's anyway, it's fantastic. He's poking fun at
Yeah.
how we
No,
call things different.
I do like that. Not just like in other parts of the world, they actually call like bathrooms toilets. Like here, we call it a bathroom. It's like, dude, there is no shower. You know what I mean? Like it's literally it is
Or-
just a toilet. You know,
Like how you
we call them
park-
washrooms.
Like how
Yeah.
you park in a driveway and drive on a
drive to the
parkway.
park.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
call them washrooms. or toilets. Doesn't matter. Who cares? It's a
Restrooms.
place to go poop and wash your hands. Hopefully.
The poop room.
It's the poop room.
You know what? That might be next week's poll. Like, do you bring your Evercade with you to the bathroom?
If you have enough of them, you could just leave one in there.
Water closet. Yeah, hey, that'd be a good use for the. Actually, that would be a good use for the pocket because if something
Why is
happened,
it blue, Sean? That's all I want to know. Why'd you color it blue? Just why blue? Because you really wanted a computer collection? That's all I care about. It's like, why blue?
See, they made it a light blue because if it was a dark blue, it would have looked too much like the computer collection. Oh, you're talking about Full Void. Oh, the Amiga, yeah.
Yeah, Delphine.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. We could have, like, why blue?
Just keep chasing sidewalks, even if it leads nowhere. And overall, this is a
Shel Silverstein book where the sidewalk ends.
This is a good lineup. For me personally, I just wish some things were like swapped out. Like
That's a
this,
super strong lineup, dude. Like, this is
Yeah.
a pretty impressive lineup, in my opinion.
Let me ask this: what did you find more impressive, the first showcase or the second showcase?
Oh, first one, dude. They're never beating the first one.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
I thought the first one was way more interesting.
100%.
Exactly. So I'm glad you brought that up because I know that they did a special edition console, but in my mind, if you were going to do a special edition collection, the Duke Nukem would have resonated a lot more with people because of the nostalgia. But I get why they did it for Full Void and they had the console, so it might have been kind of weird, you know.
Yeah. Well, what's cool is you got to give them credit, right? They dropped the lesser of the two showcases in the middle of summer where they wouldn't have got, like, the Duke Nukem come out around the E3 window where everybody was focused on video games and they got a lot of buzz on it.
Yeah,
And the second
I
one,
agree. That was smart.
But
It was
wasn't there
very
no
smart, right?
E3
So they
this
put
year?
that out and they got attention of the big channels. And then you got this one, which is more, I think, to us, like more to the hardcore people have been screaming about. So I think it's fairly smart. I don't know if I want to give credit to Sean for doing that, but I think that was their intention. July is a lesser news month. It's more for the fans.
Mhm.
But the Duke Nukem one, just like, when you got RGT and all them talking about that, that's a pretty big deal, right?
Exactly.
So it was pretty smart why they did it. But yeah, regardless, they weren't beating the Duke Nukem one for me. Like, that totally floored me when I saw that.
Oh yeah,
What?
no kid got the most. See, that hit everything. That was like, here's something new. It's a remake.
And I'm not a huge Duke fan. Like, I just like that now. I'm like, holy crap, man! They went over the top with that.
There was a whole bunch of things. First, it was the Sunsoft collection that I got excited over, and then it was
Yes.
the Duke Nukem collections, especially 1 and 2 remastered, and then it was the reveal of the Atomic Edition VS.
Yeah.
And
Did we get the City Hunter reveal in that one too?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that
did.
was
Yeah.
in that
So,
one too.
like, I mean, geez,
So
there's no way they could have lived up to that. No way.
no. But I'll tell you what's so special about Duke, and this is what's difficult to. So it's something to have. So like, here's where they hit on. They hit the nostalgia bug totally. They've created new content. Like now we get the remaster, and a lot of people like that franchise. Like that's very difficult to do. Like that's and you'll have PC game and not only that. So here's the other thing. Like that's your target audience, not people like at Walmart. Looking to buy like some handheld console. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, those are the super pop people. Walmart.
But here's the thing though. But Evercade, it's a niche, right? Like it's not for everybody because everybody's gonna have they're gonna have their Nintendo Switch and be happy, or they're gonna have their console. Like those type of people, you're not gonna convert. People like us who are you're in your 40s or so who are looking at this. This is your target audience, and to get like the PC gamer base, that is like the Duke Nukem. They nailed that. They couldn't have nailed that even more perfect.
No. They could have nailed it more perfect because we're getting the PlayStation version of Duke Nukem 3D, and not the DOS version. Like I
wasn't gonna go
perfect.
there.
Nothing is perfect.
Yeah, that is true. Like with the command line, I'm like, it's DOS commands, and then I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, that was confusing. But still, though. But you know what I mean? Like they really tapped into that. It would kind of be like, hey, next year if they decided to make like a Street Fighter collection and they remade like Street Fighter 1. Something I don't know. Just
Yeah, Street Fighter 1 wasn't really a good game though.
No. I've really played
Street
it.
Fighter 2 Hyper Street Fighter 2 is really good. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if you play Street Fighter 1, you can see there's bones there, but it's really not a good fighter, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. No, I don't think anybody will argue that it was a great game.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Mm.
But no, that you know what I mean. Like that was just an example. Like I'm hoping that something like the Duke Nukem, like that type of a thing, becomes a reoccurring theme. Like maybe next year it'll be a Commander Keen. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like it'll be some new cool thing, and they'll made it special by doing a remaster that no one else will.
We'll get the VS2 next year, I think. We're going to get the upgraded home console next year.
What, and that'll
That's
have
coming.
that you'll be able to put 4 cartridges in it.
I
And
still
it'll have
think, Sean,
8 USB ports.
build a tabletop, not like it's something to sit on a table that has 20 slots in it, and a big arcade with all of the bells and whistles, trackball, spinner, the whole works. Man, that would be winner chicken dinner.
I think we need to see support for that stuff first before we start talking about spinners. And
Agreed.
trackballs.
Agreed.
Well, that's how you get it. Build it, and the support will come.
Build it.
Well, that's true.
No,
It's kind of like
what'll
hey,
happen is you'll have this device with a trackball and spinner, but nothing will use it.
Well, yeah, your
Ooh.
Megatech. It'll come preloaded with 100 games and 10 Evercade slots, card slots. Oh my God! I just designed the mega tech system for you. Done.
Compute Global Hyper Meganet.
God damn it! I hate that name. But man, that would be so wild. It would be so wild if they
Yeah,
had
you just
that.
had me at the 100 built-in games. Like it doesn't even necessarily need to take Evercade cards.
Yeah, they can throw in the Capcom games, the Taito games, all the games.
That would be interesting. Like if they took like 100 of the best, like Evercade. Yeah.
Why not? That's what Hyper Mega Stupid Global Tech is all about.
Compute Global Hyper Meganet.
Go get yourself a
Hey,
job.
Gene joke. They can't afford me. I have a new job. I started a new job like 3 months ago.
But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the lineup. Like I said, I just having to wait to November and December. But at least we really have good things to look forward to.
Dude,
Look forward
amazing things. I mean, you got outside of Delphine. Like this is pretty epic. I mean, Full Void. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a go. Probably gonna hate it, but I'm gonna give it a go. So let's say Delphine and Full Void for me. The rest is bangers. Those two, like that for me, I think is pretty cool.
The only thing that worries me about Full Void is they said that there's a lot of story in it. I'm just like, for
You're
a
not a
game
story
that
guy.
has too much story. It's like,
Yeah.
I want more game than story.
Yeah.
You know?
When I think of story, I think that's what my AAA experience is for me. Like that's what I enjoy about playing some of my AAA games is like I really enjoy the immersiveness and the storytelling of those genres. When it comes to this genre, I just want gameplay, fun games, but that's just me. Because the story in this genre is a lot of it's text, right? But Full Void looks like cutscenes, so that's pretty cool,
Well,
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like too many cutscenes, and you're just sitting there watching the game instead of playing.
How much of the cutscenes is that 3-hour playthrough? I wonder. How
See,
much
that's-
is game and how much is cutscenes?
Yeah. See, so that's kind of the thing. Like, I like an Indie Heroes getting a bunch of shorter games, beating them, but then it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of wonder, like, if paying like $20, and that was kind of some of the Steam reviews. They kind of just said it was for being such a short game. That's kind of my. And for me personally, like I do think that the Full Void and that other Amiga collection one, like I think like those are the two weakest of this year. Like if you had to cut those two to make room for everything else, or if we could have swapped those around. But I get why they did that, because if they moved, let's say, the Amiga to December, then maybe it wouldn't be as exciting. I don't know. But
But at least those two collections for me are coming with two very interesting collections. Like Delphine's
Yes.
coming with Sunstuff, and Full Void's coming with Home Computer Heroes. So
yes.
I love that the fact that every month there's something for me in my style of gaming that I like to do there for me. So I love that.
Exactly. We get the other like stronger collections to carry it. And then November, December, we got a bunch of like stronger collections.
Yeah, and then next week we'll be playing Sydney Hunter.
Do you want me to just?
maybe
Yes.
you'll be.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, I do.
I'm hoping by Friday I get it.
Yes, I do, Sean. Yes, I do. Yeah. If Duke, if they're ready to go, yes, I do. I do want you to.
Yeah, and Pico Arcade is going to be fun too. Like I don't know, I'm just a fan of Pico.
I'm looking forward to, or Pico Aka Gaelco Collection 3. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Those
Mega
were
Cat's
both
doing
solid.
interesting things too. So hopefully we get another Mega Cat collection coming out soon because they're like all over the place.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's so many good games out there. They just got to go get them. Like indie games like that are out there.
And that's the kind of shift that's where I'm hoping Blaze continues like to see the trend where these collections they're going more towards indie. They're keeping arcade. You know, I like that. They're having lesser games, but I like that, like more quality. Like I think that's the trend that they need to go into. Isn't really like Yelko and Pico like? I mean, they're all owned by the same company.
No. Pico owns the Gelco games, but Gelco Gelco still is a company in Spain. They make electronic dartboards. It's just that for a time they made video games.
Oh, okay. Very good. There's good stuff coming in. Yeah. Yeah. We know it. I can't wait.
Well, I should hope you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rich, where are you going, Rich?
So we're riding around, and I was actually just remarking to my family that I don't think I've ever seen a retail establishment this busy since like Black Friday. But this is where we are now.
Oh, there's Buc-ee's outside of Texas.
Buc-ee's! Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, we're gonna check this out. We're in Florida, but like we've been driving around this place now for about 15 minutes and we haven't found a parking spot yet.
I didn't know they had a Buc-ee's in Florida.
Yeah, there's one right outside of Daytona. So yeah, pretty good times.
We'll make one more loop, and if I don't find a parking place, we'll go to Tanger next.
I'm like, we heard that. Okay. So I guess any things are kind of winding down. Any final thoughts?
Maybe, but I can't think of them. Yeah, Gelco still makes electronic dartboards. Yeah, they still exist.
Yeah. Okay, so they acquired the light, but it fits within the Pico style like type of RP gamer type of thing.
There's no Pico style. Pico style is taking and all the IPs and stuff from other companies that don't exist anymore. That's what Pico style is.
True, but wouldn't you agree the games are different though? Like they're not your mainstream. Like they're different. Like they feel.
Yeah, they take the mainstream games. They take the games that no other company wants.
Yes. Yeah. But no. Overall, I mean, I'm pleased with what we have this year. It'll be exciting. Not everybody is going to. Obviously going to like everything.
Yeah, Pico doesn't have a style. They haven't made any of those games.
Yeah, the oddities and weird. Yes, thank you. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stuff that from companies that pretty much no longer exist, and then they've just taken the rights to them. Or bought the rights to them, rather.
True.
And then they're going to re-release them and make money on it. That's what Pico does.
I just hope next year we get to see like MSX. We get to see MSX collections 1 and 2.
Also, I've never seen a retail establishment with their mascot in bronze outside of their establishment.
That's right.
Yeah.
So get Bucky a hug.
Man, I should have worn my Bucky shirt today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go in this place now. Apparently, it's like a zoo.
Bucky's is
like
great.
Insane.
Yeah, until you go to one that's like all like super crowded, and you're like, I just want to use the bathroom and get coffee. It's expensive.
This place is
expensive though too, man. If you want to get like a sandwich or something, like they've gone up to like $8. So like you want to like go in there. Like last time, I'm like, oh god, we didn't spend like $50. It's like yeah, because we didn't. We just got snacks.
All right. Well, I will see you guys later.
Cool,
We're
cool.
going in
Thanks
now.
for joining us, buddy.
So,
How
yeah.
do
In a couple weeks, bud.
Thanks. All right. See you guys.
Yep.
How do
Later.
you spell? How do you spell Bucky's?
Buccees.
Oh, CC.
Like it sounds.
I don't know.
Well, I thought
MSX
it was.
would be great. You know,
We
I
don't
want to
have
see
that
MSX. I
as
want to
a
see
K in there.
DOS.
We don't have
Because-
Bucky's. We have the Flying J.
The Flying J. DOS
Yes.
needs to.
We've shipped Tim Hortons all over the world. Talk
Tim
so.
Hortons.
Tim Hortons is everywhere now.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
They're going everywhere, like everywhere, and they're doing really well apparently. I'm drinking Timmy's now, the home Tim.
Tim-
It's a law in
Timmy.
Canada. If you got to drink coffee, it has to be at least one Tim Hortons a day.
Right.
My neighbor works for Starbucks.
I'm near
which is
Aurora,
hilarious.
so I'm near Aurora, so we have Stan Mikita's.
Which is another Canadian coffee. Oh, do you have Stan Mikita's donuts?
Yes, Stan
I
Mikita's
get your
donuts.
reference. Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
I was wondering if somebody would get that.
Wayne's World. Well, hello, Crow. Did you think me from Canada, being all Canadians are hockey fans, would not get that reference?
I don't know. I don't know. It's Wayne's
It's called
World.
Stan Mikita's donuts.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like a
Hortons.
fill-in for Stan Mikita, or for not Stan Mikita's,
Those
Tim
damn
Hortons, right?
tourists.
Yeah, because Tim
That's
Hortons is
what
a hockey
yeah.
player, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Sounds like I even got that reference. Yeah.
You're a honorary Canadian, Sean.
But no, I think definitely everybody seems to agree that this year so far is a great lineup and continue to be. Not everyone's going to like everything, which is fine, and we all have varying opinions.
It's
And-
not
but-
fine, damn it.
I was what'll be interesting is when we get the games and we play them and we see, like, because you never know, like some surprise.
I'm
more than
looking
others.
forward to Farming Simulator. I really am.
I'm interested to seeing it because, like all these games, I can't say whether or not I'm excited for them because I never played them, but it'll be interesting to play them and see what I think of them.
Yeah, and the 8-bit guy, like, his games have done well. Like, they've sold well to the point where he made videos saying, like, how exhausting it was shipping all of these copies out. It was kind of hilarious.
wow.
Because he put them together himself. Like, he puts the packaging together himself, him and his wife.
Party on, dude.
All right, guys, I have to go.
Alrighty. You
Yeah,
want to plug
I
anything
gotta
real quick
go.
before you go?
The kids want me, so I have got to go. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys
I guess
next
not.
week. Bye.
Alrighty.
Yeah, he'll see us, but we won't see him.
Right. So we're about to wrap things up. It looks like here. Anything you want to plug next week, Crow? But he really had to go.
Well, I should actually within the next week I should have the Total Plan Arcade 2 video out. I'm very like it's like maybe 3 or 4 more hours on it, so I might actually have it done by Monday. I do have a whole bunch of videos done for my pinball channel because I finally got around to taking the footage from the stream and making videos from it. So
Yes, it
there's
is.
one out now about dual cart of us. Okay. There's one out. It's just like they're short videos, like on how to do things or weird things. Like there's a way you can get in the Bride of Pinbot. You could get the machine to sing "Old MacDonald Had a Farm." So that's what that video's on. And just earlier this week when I was playing the Indiana Jones table, I found how to get the frog. So the hidden frog in the game. So we'll have to make a video on that. I have 3 more at least to make for that. But then again, on my other channel, The Crow Continuum, I still want to make a video for games primarily on Steam that maybe are kind of under the radar. Like we were talking about that Deathstalker game. So that would be like the first one.
Yes.
But I need to play that game more. I want to actually beat the last guy in the game before I make a video on it. But
Just don't show any
so
spoilers.
that's just-
but yeah, I'd love to see you make a video on that.
the thing is, like, it's weird is like one of the extra features they have, and there's not very many extra features, is a music video. So, so it has clips from the game all throughout, and just seeing these clips random out of context, you're not going to really be spoiled because you don't know, like it's a choose your own adventure, so to speak. So you don't know what's going to happen with your choices.
That'd be good. Show that for the footage, and then don't play the music if you're worried about a copyright strike. There you go.
Oh, I'm not even worried about a copyright strike with this music because it's so old, and I don't think anybody has a copyright.
That's great. Some patent troll or something.
Yeah, so I don't think I've never heard. Who knows? It might get copyright strike, but this is a game that was never released in arcades, and there's only Galloping Ghost Arcade restored it. There's only one of them that in existence, and it turns out that it's a Galloping Ghost only game on Steam as well. The only game with their publishing logo on it. So who knows if they've actually copyrighted any of that stuff that's in the game. So I was thinking about doing a stream for that game, but I kind of don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it'll be just like a quick video, just because I want the game to be on people's radars, because it's a really weird game.
I know it needs to be.
How accurate is the Pinbot on Williams' PSP game? I don't know. I've never played it on. Which PSP game are you talking about? The Williams Hall of Fame? I never played that one on PSP, I don't think. And we're talking about a game that's like over 10, 12 years old now. Almost 15 years at this point, I think. So it's not going to be that accurate.
Right.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. I'm done.
No, you're good. So for me, to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do on my channel next week because I have a few thoughts. Could do just kind of another one of those like chilling chats where I just like talk about stuff and play a game. I thought about like comparing the first showcase to the second showcase, kind of talking more about that. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know what Evercade thing. Depending on maybe magically if I do get the next set of carts next week, which would have had them by the end of this month, but it's all good. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be something I'll have to think about, something whatever Evercade related. But I think I have a few things. But yeah, either way, all is good. The only thing I've considered, so if Game Over Games, if they do carry the Super Pocket, I've thought about, I don't know, I may, I still have some other few other retro things. If I can get it for free, I might try it. That's all I have to say.
You haven't pre-ordered them, is what you're saying.
No. But if I can trade, I think I still might have some other older Wii and some other if I have some other stuff and maybe I only have to pay I don't have to pay much to get it, then I might if they even have it, because just to look at it, just to review them that way. If I don't use it, I'm like, hey, I didn't spend any money.
I was just gonna buy the Taito one just out of curiosity, and I was like, hell, might as well just buy the Capcom one too.
Yeah, I think the Capcom one looks better, but then it's like, if you want, it's like, do you want the one that looks better, that you really like the games, or do you want the one that also has really good games that doesn't look as good in my
I like
opinion?
the look of it.
That color green.
But the Capcom one, yeah. What's wrong with green? My eyes are green.
Are they not? No, just more like that particular shade of green. But no, I'll hold out for the one that looks a lot more like a Game Boy. I don't know, just making up stuff here. All right. I think we've bantered on.
Yeah, we drove everybody else away.
right. But yes, everybody, thank you so much. I just wanted to say here real quick, I do really appreciate the every week we get 50 plus people watching this live. It means a lot to me. Still means a lot to me that y'all watch this on my channel. And if you haven't yet subbed to my channel and you're watching this, and if you haven't subbed either to Crows or Pizza Riches, please sub to all of us here in the Evercade community. Do really appreciate everyone for sticking in this long. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.